EGM Network.
This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hello and welcome to On the Spot with EGM. Hurricane Milton really did a lot of damage here locally in Indian River County. A lot of people lost a lot of property. Some people lost their lives locally here. And so now's the time when the community needs to pull together and recover. And joining us to discuss the recovery from Hurricane Milton in Indian River County, United Way's Meredith Egan. Hi, Meredith. How are you today?
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
It's great to have you here today.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So, United Way, can you give us an overview of the disaster relief efforts underway, getting us back to normal as much as we can after Hurricane Milton?
Sure. So United Way really sprang into action actually during the storm. United Way serves alongside the county in Emergency Services 15, which means that we help coordinate donations and volunteers. So we were actually part of the Emergency Operations Center prior to the storm even making landfall. So it became very apparent, probably by midnight, that there was widespread destruction in our community right here in Indian River County. So we started working our network to establish a disaster and recovery fund through United Way. And that was really the first step that we took because we knew that the needs were going to be great. The devastation was far and wide and it wasn't even dawn yet. So we didn't quite know how much we had lost and what the needs were going to be. But immediately, as Indian River County has always been known as such a generous community, our neighbors are resilient and they were standing strong, as the sun rose and already starting to clean up and, giving to that fund. They were out helping neighbors, and it was really important that we start to convene those resources and pull together whatever services that were available. So that was really those first steps that United Way took, was to convene the service partners and establish that fund.
That's great. The Disaster Recovery Fund. Now, what types of assistance and resources are available for families and people who were affected by hurricanes through your, what's available through your recovery programs?
So, late last week, we went out and got about 250 tarps. So that was one of the first steps that we took. We got those tarps out into communities. We had teams of volunteers with Habitat for Humanity, the Coast Guard Squadron, Team Rubicon, church groups that were going out really door to door in some of those communities and helping to secure those tarps and get, water out of homes immediately to keep them dry as we started to be able to see what else the needs would be. Mm-hmm. So we still have tarps available. We can get those out to you. So that was the number one thing. And then we started to work on a voucher program. So we have a voucher program that we've partnered with some local thrift stores to be able to replenish. If you had some furniture lost, if you had home goods, things like a microwave, pots and pans, like I said, furniture, clothes, it's just some of those immediate basic needs to be able to, just be comfortable in your home. So we have vouchers for those things. We have a food voucher program. We've given out some gift cards, but by and large, really standing up what we are calling a MARC, M-A-R-C. It is our multi-agency resource center. So that is located at 1400 27th Street. Great partner with United Against Poverty. So we have a multitude of service providers that are on site that we were able to really mobilize them by Monday afternoon to have them in place, being able to see clients. On that first Monday, we saw over 140 clients. Just yesterday, we saw 350 clients. It has been nonstop, really anything from housing assistance, temporary shelter, food vouchers. Like I said, we have a computer lab set up to begin FEMA applications. Habitat for Humanity is there helping with home repair, submitting applications through Catholic Charities, their hurricane relief fund. We have you name it. There's food being given out. There's cleaning supplies. Tons of donations are rolling in. We had semi-trucks dropped off yesterday from the United Cajun Navy, from Catholic Charities, from some local distributors. We have more to come. We're trying to keep that loading dock clear. There's a lot of generosity coming in, but that also means we need a lot of muscle. We need volunteers. We need volunteers on site at that mark to help organize the things. We've got bins of diapers, bins of wipes, food, just being able to categorize and inventory what's in stock and then help hand it out. People are always looking for a smiling face in times like this, in times of disaster. So we need volunteers. I know everyone is looking for a place, how can we help? How can we help? I would say start with being generous with your dollars, because the road to recovery is very, very long. Obviously, we're meeting people's immediate needs right now, but raising money for the long haul is going to be a challenge. If you're looking to get out and connect with people, we need people at that mark. Even if you just want to greet people and sign them in and help them navigate through all the services that are there. We just need friendly faces to help support the efforts there, because it is an absolute phenomenon to see our community coming together and our service providers meeting the people where they are in their time of distress. So I urge anyone that wants to come over to the mark to please see it. It's a beautiful sight to be seen. It's very chaotic, but it's also wonderful to see people getting. We're a week out from the storm, to be able to see people getting the relief that they need.
That's great. I'm glad to see people getting the relief that they need. When something like this strikes, so many people are living paycheck to paycheck. And man, this really takes a toll on people's finances. I lost my home in Hurricane Francis 20 years ago, and it's a real setback. It's a real climb to get back to where you were, and you really don't know where to turn. So it's great to have the United Way of Indian River County there for people to turn to. It sounds like you guys are kind of the one-stop shop, if you will, for people who have been affected by the hurricane, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that we're the convener of the one-stop shop. We definitely are relying on many of our partners to be able to provide the services that they can, but our role is being the backbone and convening them all in one place and helping convene and support whatever services they need, and really just bringing people together and springing to action as fast as we could.
Yeah, because, your head's spinning. How do I apply for FEMA? How do I talk to my insurance company? How do I get what I feel is right for me? And what are my steps? It's daunting. It's daunting. And it's great to have the United Way there in your corner for you. And so also, and it's good to know that if you can volunteer, you are always looking for volunteers. And I'm sure not just for physical labor, right? But there's also things that everybody can do.
Yes. Right? Yes. If you're not into physical labor and you don't want to help sort those bins, like I said, we just need some friendly faces there. There's a lot of people. We need just people to help organize the lines. There's tons of people in different lines for different services, and just walking around handing out water, helping people understand who's doing what. We've got a resource list that kind of maps out who's in the room. So you may be looking for transportation help, or you may be looking for a food voucher, and our volunteers can help you direct where in the building those are. I really appreciate what you said, Jesse, about people are living paycheck to paycheck. So, we call that our ALICE population. That's our asset limited, income constrained, employed friends. So those people, maybe they missed a shift of work with, a restaurant being closed, or, they didn't have childcare. Lots of kids were out of school, so they couldn't go to work. So many of them, stocked up on groceries. Maybe they lost groceries. So really that paycheck to paycheck family is who we're trying to connect with services, because we know it's just a little bit of help that they need to get through these next few weeks. And like you said, it's daunting. It's overwhelming. Our service providers are overwhelmed as well. I forgot to mention we are providing mental health services for free to anyone in the community. The service providers as well as families. I know it was very traumatizing to be sheltering in place. People, spend hours and hours in their bathroom or in a closet. there's a real thing of hurricane fatigue. So please talk to someone. There's no barrier to accessing those mental health services. The Mental Health Collaborative has been an integral part in convening some therapists that we have them on site at the Mark. But if you want to do some one-on-one, please sign up. We have availability. Take care of ourselves. This is, like I said, this is a long road to recovery. This isn't going to end tomorrow. So remembering to take care of our neighbors and ourselves is going to be a strong thing that gets us through all of this.
And so if anybody out there is in need of any of these services, where can they go? What can they do?
Show up at the Mark. I say, that's really why we wanted to make sure that we had one centralized location to have these services on site. You can call United Way, 772-567-8900 if you want to talk through some of those resources. You can show up at the Mark. You can call United Against Poverty. We're really trying to, those two agencies are sort of the conveners and the central point of location to access all the other services that are in place there.
Very good. And is that where we want to go to donate as well, or donate our time even?
Yes. So we are accepting volunteers on site. We will put you to work right away. Don't you worry.
Very good. And that's the Mark. And is that the United Against Poverty Center?
Yes, sir.
And that's 1427th Street, Vero Beach?
Yes.
Very good. Is there a website as well that we can learn more?
So all of these resources are listed on United Way's website on a hurricane page, www.unitedwayirc.org.
Very good. All right. Meredith, it's a long road to recovery, but we're glad United Way is here to lend us a helping hand. So thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else we need to get the word out about Hurricane Milton recovery?
I would just say, take care of your neighbors, do what you can, lend a hand where you can. Everyone is in need right now. So let's support our friends.
Very good. All right. Some of us got it worse than others. So if you're lucky, please consider donating your time, donating your money, donating your energy to United Way of Indian River County. And if you need help, reach out, please. Meredith Egan, United Way of Indian River County, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Jesse.
All right. And thank you for watching and listening to On the Spot with EGM on the EGM Network. I'm Jesse Kriski. Everybody take care.